Hey boys and girls, let's go ahead and today we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the Mormon religion. So today we're going to cover two subject areas, one dealing with Joseph Smith and the other one dealing with the Book of Mormon as far as their beliefs and things like that. But first, let's go ahead and start off with some of the beliefs. One of the things I've always heard about Mormons is that they believe that once they die, they get to be God of their own planet. Well, I've been doing a lot of reading on that, and it seems to be one side saying yes and one side saying no, and then the middle, that's pretty much saying you get to be like God, not become God of your own planet, and then the other ones who just flat out say no, this is not true. So within the church itself, or some of the beliefs, or some of the things I've been reading, is kind of wishy-washy as far as what is actually supposed to happen once they die. If they go to a heaven, or they become rulers of their own planet, or whatever it may be. So it's kind of wishy-washy. Within Christianity itself, you just go to heaven. Old Catholic Church, I believe there was a purgatory, kind of like seven levels. But pretty much the Mormons think you just go straight on up to heaven, or you rule your own planet. It depends on how severe, I guess, you're within the church, or what group, or what place you worship at. Kind of like with Christianity also. Now, as far as Joseph Smith, when he first started the religion, he claimed he was able to transcribe some Hebrew texts. Well, not Hebrew texts, but Egyptian texts. Sorry. So there he was, translating the text. Go ahead and speaking it out and telling a person over here who was writing it out as he said it, what exactly it was saying. Now, within this text that he was talking about, it mentions certain things as far as when it comes to the Mormon religion and how Abraham did certain things and how he wanted the church to go. Now, when Joseph Smith had his revelations, either it was one God, his story changed over time. First it was just God, then it was God, and then the Son, Jesus Christ, I do assume. Then it was several angels, and over time this kept on changing and changing. Basically, like when you tell a lie, you try to go ahead and keep that lie straight. But as time goes on, you forget about the lie that you told, and you have to try and go back to it. But when you tell the truth, you know what the truth is, and you're able to go back to it and tell it again. Whereas with a lie, the smaller the lie, you're able to remember things. When you get a bigger lie, your story keeps on changing a little bit here and there, things like that. I'm not saying with the truth it's any different, because if it's a big story, then you're going to have little variations on that also. Things that will come back to your memory and everything. But to go from one God to two gods to several angels to God, the Son, and angels, that's a little off, I do believe. So going back to the Egyptian text, once he had go ahead and translated this, that actually stayed with the church for quite some time, because this was like solid proof. This was the proof that they needed to show that the Mormonism was the one and true religion of the world. But wouldn't you know it, after a while, the Mormons went ahead and decided to have some Egyptian text guys who could actually read the text come in and translate it to show everybody that indeed Joseph Smith went ahead and translated correctly. Shit, he didn't translate it right. So turns out text that he had to do with a funeral and how to prepare bodies, and not that somebody was getting ready to sacrifice Abraham. I wonder what else he lied about. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you later, and we'll talk a little more about Mormonism. I'll do some more reading and find some controversial stuff, and we'll go from there. See ya. One of the reasons why I bring up the whole heaven thing is because I always heard that blacks were not allowed into heaven, or they were allowed into like a sub-heaven for Mormons. In 1979, they changed this so that Mormons could actually enter into heaven. And then I started questioning the whole idea of ruling a planet, and I automatically assumed this meant that they could go to heaven but not rule their own planet and everything. I thought it was a little racial. I haven't found anything on that yet, but I'm still digging, I'm still looking into past Mormon beliefs. I will find it.
Let's pretend that it'll all work out in the end.
Brondo's got what plants crave.
Yeah, it's got electrolytes.
What are electrolytes? Do you even know?
It's what they use to make Brondo.
Yeah, but why did they use them to make Brondo?
Because Brondo's got electrolytes.